So the first thing I want to address who I am, and I'm Raja Puhami, and basically I have been running web development, digital marketing, and SaaS agency for the last 15 years, 16 years, and we provided the SEO as a service for the clients. And last year we decided that on top of SEO, we will provide AEO and GEO to the clients. And then when we are providing, there were a few things that we wanted to do, custom solutions we wanted. So we decided we will have our own tool called Site Signal. And it's not only monitoring, but also providing a strategy for the clients. They can straight away use the tool without taking our service. And I want to address few things. When I had few sessions previously. So when I started the conversation with the audience, they were like, why can't we automate? Can we automate Claude Code using Claude Code or Hermes or any other AI agent and get the AEO and SEO done? And the second question was, do we really need a tool? Because there are plenty of tools out there in the market, and what is the unique selling point, or what is the uniqueness of each tool? So let me address that first. First one is whether we can automate everything. Uh, as you know, Anthropic is one of the leading AI solutions out there in the market, and they are looking for SEO lead, and that says the whole story. And I also do not believe that we can auto run everything, but we can auto run certain things. I will address that when I'm moving forward. But what I feel is we will need human in the loop. And as you know, most of you are SaaS founders and marketers, and I still believe in there are plenty of space, and there is enough room for people to work on. And the other thing is the double standards still coming from the major platforms. Like, for an example, 2 months back, Google has published an article mentioning myth busting AEO. First, the article was get to know AEO, and in the middle part of the article, they mention myth busting and mention LLM's text is not something we need to add into a website, but their own tool. This is Google page speed, and they are checking whether you have the LLMs text or not. So I'll address this down the line, but what I want to show you is, if you believe a tool to do auto run, and it might miss few things, and down the line it might harm you. And also you can see they have recently updated their JSON schema. This is a way of one of the techniques we use in SEO to help search engine and AI to understand what's going on your website. And one of the major issues SaaS website has is the price. Sometimes you increase it, or when you give a discount, the AI and the LLMs might not get it instantly. They will still show you previous values. But recently Google has given a way to update your pricing and inform AI how this needs to be done. So all of that, it will take some time for different AI agents to understand. So that is why I believe we need human in the loop. So first, I want to address the core idea, how the AEO works. When we started AEO, most of us we use the marketing term SEO is dead, and now is AEO era has started. But the truth is, SEO works, number one, it's a basic layer, and the AEO works on top of SEO. So basically it's SEO plus, I would say. And hereafter, before we get into technical things, I ask few questions from you to understand whether you know these terminologies. So the first thing is, most of the people who are in marketing, they would know the funnel. We have the top, middle, and the bottom. That means people who are searching about your brand, or people who are looking for exact problem without knowing a solution or a brand name. They are just looking for problem, and that's the top of the funnel. And then middle, they might be comparing the tool, your SaaS tool, with another tool, like let's say site signal with Claude Code or site signal with XYZ. So they might be comparing to see whether this tool is good or bad. And then when they are ready to when they are ready to buy, that's the bottom. They might ask what is the price of site signal, whether this tool is good, how is the reviews. So all of that, we call it the funnel. And the other keywords, so if you are doing SEO, that means you know what are the keywords. Those are the things what people type on search engines to find a website or certain answer. And when it's come to LLMs, it will be the prompts. Whatever the things people type on LLMs, we call it prompts. And the next big word is a query fan out. And as for the results of the questionnaire, I know only there were no one knew about the query fan out. So basically, the query fan out word came out by last year October by one of the major AEO tools. And then right now, from last 2 months, it has been officially recognized by rest of the world and SEOs and AEO people who are doing that. We started telling our clients what is this word. So basically, when you type a prompt, LLM does not straight away go and search that particular prompt. It breaks your prompt into 20, 30 small prompts and start gathering data. And also, as you know, there are two methods in LLM's working mechanism. One thing is they are trained data. The other one is they use the RAG, that is, they use the updated content to give you an answer. So when you type a prompt, generally it will break down to multiple queries, and LLMs will search those queries, and then using the natural language capabilities, it gives you the final answer. And recently, the word AI stacking came in, and that is, so at the moment, all the LLMs, they use public data to train their models. So let's say you keep telling everywhere, and you go out and say site signal is the best tool to do AEO. Site signal is the best AEO tool, and you put comments, reviews, and you do a lot of PR, and you start stacking that uh, particular sentence everywhere, and that sentence will be in the training data. So SEO and AEO experts started working on that. That theory has been proven working. Generally, it takes about 2 to 3 months to get it working, but there will be a lifetime for that AI stacking, because once the LLMs are getting their knowledge updated, there will be certain rules coming in to avoid those kind of spamming. But at the moment, AI stacking is something a working strategy at the moment. So those are the terminologies that we use in AEO. And if I come into the basic buying habits, so when you are doing an AEO or SEO or any strategy, you need to understand. Generally, we do ICP, ideal customer profiles. And right now, we need to work on two things. One thing is a human bias. That is where we use all the emotions, stories, benefits, and sell them. Rather than selling features, we sell them benefits. We tell them the emotional stories so they can buy. So all of the SaaS founders and the marketers, we use all of that flowery words to explain our solutions to the human buyers. But the second audience is the AI and the chatbots. Will our flowery or will our emotional stories work for AI? So we need to think about that. Generally, AI will come down to accurate informations finally. The facts. It will check whether we have those features, and it will compare against the other competitors. So you need to, when you are creating AEO strategy, first thing is you need to understand Okay, I'm going to focus on human as well as AI chatbots. That's the number one. Number two, like I said, whether we can automate everything. Generally, recently I was in this forum where all the SEO gurus and everybody is commenting, and one guy has come into the forum and mentioned, I use this AI tool and I managed to get about two, three hundreds of articles. Still, my website is not ranked. It's indexed but it's not ranked. So those two things are two different things. Using AI and programmatic SEO to publish a lot of articles, if you do not know what you are doing, and if the core concepts are missing, it's just wording and it will be considered spamming. So what you can automatically do is the automated tasks are monitoring citations, that you can automatically do it, and you can automate spot changes whether someone else answer is being cited, that you can check and gather all the structured data, gather the technical issues of your website, all of that you can done automatically using AI agents. And then you can ask AI agents to come up with an action plan. But when it's come to human side, you actually need to review what is going to your website or what is going as a PR. And you will have to be the judge. You'll have to judge whether this content is good enough, whether these are just full of words. As you know, before we had LLMs, we were so uh, lethargic, I would say. We were so, if we had to write something, it takes about a good full week to write a good piece of SEO content. But with Claude Code and Claude, all of that tools, we just write an article within 2 to 3 minutes and get it published. So you will have to judge whether this content is actually valuable or not. And then the major issues with AI is it hallucinates. There are two things. First thing, if the information is not out there, it might come up with a solution and it might put all of the things that you don't have in your content, or it might put you don't have it. So you need to check whether this hallucination facts has been affected to your content or not. So because if you put the content with hallucination, and down the line when you realize it, it might cost all the things that you have done. And like the previous point, one bad move can undo the months of work. So my suggestion is, if you are using automated tools, make sure you approve everything before it goes. Like, get that into your Telegram or WhatsApp, or just check everything and give the approval, then ask it to publish. That's all right, but you need to be in charge of the content that's going to the world or the internet. And as I showed you, like, even Anthropic is hiring SEO lead. So that means the human skill is not going anywhere for the coming for foreseeable future. So I know most of you want to figure out, how am I going to start this journey? So the number one step is, you need to audit your website. So the auditing will come down to these 6 points. First one is the infrastructure. Let's say you have your server. In the server, generally, you might be blocking the ports. You might not allowing bots to come in, or you might have throttling bots visit. So all of that, you need to check whether you have a healthy infrastructure for human as well as bots. Like I said in the previous slide, you need to remember, we need to cater it for the human as well as for the bots. And then it will come to the website. Generally, we use some with the LLMs comes into the market now. A lot of people are using JavaScript based, React based websites. I'm not against React or any other JavaScript based website. It's just, it is really difficult for bots sometimes to control and understand what is going on in your website. Because when it's come to client side rendering, if the bot decided not to scroll down because there is nothing in the coding, it might go away. So but if it is downloading the whole web page using HTML, that means the whole content is going to the bot. So for human, it might give them the feeling when they're scrolling that there is something happening, but for the bot, it's really bad experience. So you need to make sure whether you are allowing bots to render your website properly. And when it's come to prompts, so you need to understand, you might be searching certain prompts and it will break it down to different queries. So the query fan out is something you need to audit first. And then when you audit the query fan out, the next thing is the intent. Let's say, what is the best tool for AEO? The intention is someone is trying to buy, someone is searching for information about AEO tools. And if you are educating, if you are giving informations that is not related to buying decision, that article might not be selected by the AI. So you need to understand what is the intention of your target audience and what are they trying to find. So when it's come to that article, when you're writing down your content, you can make sure that intent is there. And then the citation mix, I will deeply explain in the next slide this how this citation mix works. So when AI takes an answer, there are certain articles people are mentioning. The Reddit is one of the major source for AI citations, YouTube is major source, and the Wikipedia is a major source. So likewise, there are sources the AI is going to take answers to create the final answer. So you need to be aware how this citation mix is working. And then source consistency, that means whether the facts and whatever the article that is showing by the AI, whether this is consistently appearing or not. So all of that you need to audit it. And the other thing is, you cannot do this instantly. You will have to wait at least a week. You will have to gather the information. Let's say you type a prompt today, whatever the citation mix and the intention and source consistency, whatever the answer you got for today, tomorrow it might be different answer, and the day after tomorrow it might be something else. So you need to monitor at least a week how the AI is giving these answers, what are the sources it's using. So audit first, your website needs to be audited, that's the number one. After that, I have covered this prompts and intent and citation mix, but you need to diagnose the prompt. So if you are selecting a tool, make sure you check this diagnosis is out there, because when you are selecting a prompt, you need to know what are the query fanouts, how the query or the prompts that you are searching is going to affect what sort of article out there. All of those information should be there. And you need to know what is the intention of your target audience, whether they are trying to buy something, whether they are researching, and whether they are looking for comparisons, reviews. So all of that you need to check. And where these sources, what are the sources they are pulling the answers, all of this diagnosis you'll have to, if you are doing it in a manual way, you type a prompt and ask for the sources, put that into Excel sheet, and keep typing, like keep putting prompts and get the sources. Finally, once you have Excel sheet, you can put it to the Claude or ChatGPT and get the final diagnosis done from the tool. So the one I was referring to is, so when you have a prompt, the prompt we were searching actually, what is the best tool out there to do to for AEO. The intention is find website monitoring tools. That is the intention of the user. And then the intent type is informational, and the buyer stage is awareness stage. and why the user seeks knowledge about tools for monitoring, ranking, and performance. So you need to know about this intent classification. And the source composition, when it's come to answers, ChatGPT, this is specifically taken for the ChatGPT for the last 30 days aggregated data. 59% of the time, the answers were taken from SaaS and the tool website content. So that means their own content has been taken out. And the content publishers, that means it might be guest post or someone else might be publishing this content, so they have taken 14% of the answers from there. And then the agency and services business, that's again uh, people who are having agencies, their articles has been selected, and these are from data and intelligence platform. Those are like LLMs and platforms where people publish intelligence reports. And then educational review marketplaces, lead generation platforms. You can see the citation mix is, the source composition is quite vast. So you, if you are planning to get your website out there, and if you are just publishing article on your website only, then you are missing whole, like this is 60% of the content, and then the 40% of the content is actually coming from a third parties. So you need to make sure you cover that. And then the other thing is a query fan out, because you cannot write an article only for one prompt. That particular prompt will have multiple queries, so you need to make sure you address that. So I'll come down to the how to write an article little later, but so the step 2, we are on diagnosing the prompt. And the third one, so once you complete this audit and the diagnosis, and then you need to get your basics right. When it's come to SEO, before we touch anything, the first thing we do is we set up the infrastructure, helps, which should help AEO and SEO bots to come in. The other thing is, when it's come to AEO and SEO bots, there are multiple types of bots coming in. Like even for Google has Google bot, and then the search bot and the alphabet bot. So you need to make sure you are allowing all the good bots. And the first thing is, you have the robots.txt on your website. That is the first thing. It tells the bot what to do. That is the entry point of the bot. So make sure you have that. And then the rest of the things, SSL, it should be secure. You need to make sure you have the secure SSL certificate, and your hosting and the uptime needs to be 99%. That's not a standard, but the challenge is when a bot is visiting your website, and if it keeps hitting your website is not working, it's going to register in the in the memory the website is not responsive. That's a less chance of it's getting sending traffic to you. And also recently, this is a specific update given by the Cloudflare. So they said we will have to manually accept all the bots that are coming into our infrastructure, and they have given certain time period to work on our traffic plan basically. So if you are using a CDN, don't manually try to block any bots. Allow your Cloudflare or any other CDN to work on that, and you add the rules. That is the wisest way to do it. So these are the basics of the infrastructure, but there is a list that you can do, but you can start it from here. And when it's come to website content, you need to have the content ready for bots as well as for your humans. That is the basic. The humans, there are techniques like JSON schemas, and you can put the answers on the top. These are being in the Google article, it has mentioned that Google is not actually looking into chunking, but there are certain research has been done, and there are the AEOs and SEO, our people, they are publishing a lot of the research data, that certain chunks are appearing on the answers. Even if you are checking let's say type of query in Google, and what sort of a chunk AI has selected, whether it's on the bottom of the page or middle of the page, whether it's taken from the FAQ, you can see, and you can do the experiment and see how bots are taking the answers. And like I said, the pure HTML beats clever tech stack every time. That is my personal opinion. Whenever I consult for our clients, we say let's try to reduce. We add animations and all of that things to make it nice, but we try to put all the content in HTML and try to keep it on the rendered side as much as possible. And the Google's main thing is EEAT, real experience. Whether we are giving a good experience to people, if there's a high bounce rate, Google will notice and it will punish, and we will have a bad time for the website. So those are the content side. And now I said I will tell you how you can arrange your content, right? So the top of the funnel, I have a problem. I want to understand it. This is what people are typing on ChatGPT or any other chatbot. So like, why is my website losing traffic? How does AI search work? What causes ERP implementation failure? So all of these questions, those are very open-ended questions. That's not specifically asking about a brand or anything. So the best content you can put out is educational blog posts, guides, videos, checklists. Those are the things will help your audience to find the content. And middle of the funnel, now they are aware of the problem. They have read some articles. Now they are trying to understand tools, their features, who is good. So here the comparison articles, buyer guides, case studies, this webinar, all of this will help your audience to understand whether this particular SaaS tool is addressing where what are the features compared to other tool helping me. And the bottom of the funnel, now I am ready to buy. Is this product worth it? So generally, when it's come to marketing, how you start your journey is you work on your top of the funnel. You run advertisements on social media, you run content marketing, all of that, targeting, educating people. Before we allow them to understand our brand, we do a lot of educational sessions. But when it's come to AEO, you will have to start from here. The reason is this. uh, First thing, let's say you do all of these articles, and people might find out of the blue about your SaaS tool. And if they go and put a chat asking whether XY brand is good or bad, if you have not worked on your bottom of the funnel, ChatGPT will give a bad answer. So even for site signal, what we did was, rather than attacking the top of the funnel, we started working on the bottom of the funnel. We started working on when people go and ask, is site signal worth it? And when a site signal is being compared with other tools in the market, you will able to see our features, and the comparison is far more greater than the other tools. But if you go and search what are the AEO tools out there, we still long way to go. I'll tell you what are the things you can do to attack the top of the funnel. But attacking the top of the funnel should be done later, and it will take about minimum 3 to 6 months to get yourself out there. So my suggestion is start from the bottom of the funnel. First thing is put and go and type, is XYZ brand good? Then you will able to see and then ask what are the sources you gathered these details. The reason is, without you knowing, you might have bad reviews. Without you knowing, there might be blog posts out there explaining your product. So the sentiment, we call it when it's come to AEO, the sentiment of your brand should be positive. So start addressing those articles. Talk to these guest posts or whoever put the comments or reviews, talk to them and Try to make your brand look good on the internet. That should be your number one. And the second one, middle of the funnel, also really easy. You start working on comparison articles, buyer guides, case studies, webinars. These two are really really easy to put out there. That this alone, this is the 60% of the content. And the top of the funnel, the 40% should come from the PR. And that is something, that's why I told you, like, it will take some time. Then when you are writing articles, content, so certain prompts, you can see this is the query fan out for ChatGPT for what is the best tool for AEO. So now it's trying to rank it best AEO tools 2026, top answer engine optimization tools, best GEO software. And then the second category, best AEO tools for startups, SME, agency, enterprise. So it's searching multiple queries to compose a final answer. So you need to write an article. Generally, when writing an article, make sure you do not split all of this into small content. It will dilute the whole traffic and might not do a good. What you need to do is try to understand what are the query fan out of your certain prompt. Come up with a, generally when it's come to SEO, we write about 2000 to 3000 word article. That is the bare minimum. So the designers hate us when it's when the SEO consultant comes in and says, I need about 2000 worth content. They said, no, I can give you only 100 in the homepage, only 100. So like that, that's a huge debate with the designers and the SEOs. But suggestion is, write a good article addressing each of these query fan out in one article. And then you use the search console and see what are the individual queries pointing into one article, and then see whether you can break that particular query into a separate page. Again, that page should have a good content. So make sure when you are writing an article, write a good article, put all the content out there, put the case studies, put the numbers. And also when you're writing an article, it should allow ChatGPT or any other LLM to cite you and use it for training data. How it is going to use it for training data is, if you have numbers from your research, from your case studies, then it knows, okay, the content that you are putting out there based on your data. So it will use that data to train its models. So write novel content and use the search console to see how the traffic is breaking into pages or the queries. And then if you can have multiple pages, then expand it to multiple pages. Otherwise, do not write or do not do programmatic SEO and start writing multiple articles, because it will, down the line, it will harm you. If you check like 3 months ago, Google has removed uh, reviews from Google profiles, Google My Business profiles. They understood what are the spamming reviews, like people who are getting money and putting the same review in every places. They removed those reviews and try to put all the genuine reviews in the Google My Business. So what will happen is, when Google and all the AEO tools, LLMs realize this is being, I'm being spammed using this technique, you will be penalized. And also when it's come to AEO, this is the early ages. Like when it's come to SEO 2010, those are the early ages, and people who got ranked are now thriving because their data is being used all the time and they are the authority for the content. So the AEO also, if you put genuine content, you will have a higher chance. It's just you need to know how you are going to structure your content. So make sure you check the bottom of the funnel, middle of the funnel, or the top of the funnel, and then check the query fan outs. And also this is a ChatGPT fan out, you need to check the Perplexity fan out, Claude fan out, and different engines will have different fan outs. check all of that, and address everything in one article. And the third one, so now you have addressed 60% of your strategy, then it will come down to the PR. So as I told, like for the site signal, we have addressed 60%, and now the PR. So most of the competitors we have out there, they got funded with angel investors and the investors. Give me a second, right? All right, back. So when you get funded, all of the SaaS tools, when you get funded, you will get the PR. You will get all the PR saying this guy's worth 1 million, 2 million. So that if you get funded, use that properly. Tell the PR team these are the words that needs to go out there. Try to put like this is the best tool out there. Try to use the AI stacking into the article. So whenever constantly when you're telling people we are the best tool, we are the best tool, and when you use that PR tactic, eventually in another 2 to 3 months you will able to get it to the top positions. And let's say even your competitors and everybody started doing that, then it will come down to the reviews, because reviews that is coming from the buyers and those are genuine reviews. And again, you can manipulate it a little bit, you can talk to your buyers, because anyway you know the people who are going to put you reviews, and if you talk to them and if you offer discount or some sort of enticing to get a review, ask them to put certain words, and that will help you. And then the social mentions and the directory listings, guest blogging. So once you work on your 60%, which is your website infrastructure, domain, and your articles, the content that you control, rest of the 40% is something really hard to control. That is where you will have to work hard, talk to these people, and you will have to monitor what is your competition is doing. You will have to know if your competition is putting PR articles, you will have to know that, and then you will have to work on PR article for you, and then you will have to work on your reviews. So spread the news is the trust, the 40% of the trust signals. And the outside voice, this is something you cannot control. Reviews you can control if you are offering some sort of a something so people would be able to write a comment. But independent blogs and the editorials, this is really difficult to control. So if you are doing really good, if you are not cheating your users or your visitors, and if you are really 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 good, you will get this eventually, but it will take some time. It will down the line will play a huge role, because these are independent. And when AEO and all the LLMs and the search engines understand these are independent blogs, and we are not really influencing, that will have a huge saying in the answer. So when you are setting a AEO SEO strategy, it should be run on a loop, because first you need to audit it, and then you need to do the diagnosis, and then set up the foundation, and then start working on the trust signals. And you can amplify it using the reviews and influencers, etc. And then again you will have to go back. The reason is, when you run the marketing campaigns, you might have certain team members who are putting the web pages out there, they might be updating the content, and all of the things that are happening, you need to make sure that it is done in a controlled manner. And let's say you have optimized your website speed, and now you're adding new pages. So if the page speed is gone, then again you are having issues. So you make sure you run this on a loop. While you're working on this, you try to audit your website at least once a month and see whether the page speed is okay, whether there are any technical issues out there. So this should run on a loop. And finally, what should you do now? Because we spend about, I think, 45 minutes understanding the AEO. So I promise that you will get a strategy. So the first thing is install GA4, Search Console, Clarity, and any other AI visibility tools. You can use Site Signal or any. There are multiple tools out there. You can use it. So try to understand what is the baseline and what is the analytics of the current situation, and then the technical audits. You can use the crawlers. Generally, when you install the Search Console, you will able to get a list of things that you needs to be fixed: page speed, core web vitals, structured data. All of this you need to audit it. So, and then the query research. Search Console queries, Reddit, LinkedIn, Quora, people ask, go to that, search the prompts. What are the things people are actually searching, and write it down. What are the pain points they are having? So you will have to do this research and put that into Excel sheet and then analyze it and do the prompt diagnosis. Try to write a prompt and see whether these queries, the people, whatever the things people are searching, is related to these prompts, whether the query fanouts are equal to the things people are searching. And then also at the same time put AI visibility tool to see who are the competitors keep appearing, and who are the competitors giving the being the source for certain prompts, because that will help you to beat your competition. And then the fifth one, analyze the gap, see where the opportunities are. Do not try to start from the top of the funnel, because it will be really really difficult to get into the top of the funnel. Start from the bottom. Make sure the brand voice stays there, the you have positive sentiment. So make sure you start from the bottom and start working to the middle and to the top. And then action plan, separate the action plan into technical actions and give it to your technical team. Ask them to fix the page speed, ask them to fix at the JSON schemas. One step at a time should solve the issue. And also AEO is not something you do today and tomorrow you will able to get answers. It will take time. It will take minimum 3 to 6 months to start getting the traffic. And prioritize what are the urgent things. Like let's say the robot txt is not it, you don't have the robot txt in your website, so that is something you will have to work now and put it out there. Then the AI bots will start to scroll and understand what is going on in your website. And then implement the technical fixes, the content creations, schema, citations, all of that. And again, keep tracking what's going on, keep tracking, and retest the prompts and repeat this section plan. So this you can train it, you can put it out to AI agent. Only thing is, I did this presentation 2 weeks back, and when I was doing the presentation, I did not add the query fan out, or I did not add AI stacking. Now today I'm adding that. The reason is we have pushed that update into the site signal, and also it's something everybody started talking, and it's something stable in the market. So if you train your bot, only issue you will have is you will have to listen what is going on the AEO market and discussions. Go to Reddit, be part of the conversation. Go to LinkedIn conversations. Try to understand what is going on and update your AI bot to do it. You will able to beat it. Only thing is you will have to keep updating your bot, and you will have to be a AEO SEO expert to do this. So, but I wouldn't discourage anyone to start working on this. This is something you can start working on. And when you need the difference, when you want to beat the competitors, then you will have to go for a tool which will have advanced techniques, help you to beat your competition. So I'll show you a few things that I have. I think we got few answers. I will share all of this data with you by tomorrow. The page I showed you, that LLMs TXT. So in Google article, myth busting, it says you don't need to create machine readable files. Then again, same tool, Google's tool, it's saying you need to have it. And Google has updated this recently, and it has given certain structures. Let me show you valid. Yeah. So here, this validity time period. So Even if you check site signal, it will tell you $39 because we are also fighting to fix the hallucination issue. It's taking information from so many places, and when you update it, it's a SaaS for the SaaS tools. That is a major issue that you need to address. So this was updated recently. Now the AI and LLMs will started gathering informations using the JSON schemas. This particular schema, other schemas, JSON schemas were out there, and we have been using it, but this was recently updated. And what I want to show you is, so all of that you can automate it using site signal. And if you do not have the tool set, and if you do not have SEO tools, what you need to do is we offer a 7-day free trial. Just go to the onboarding, enter the data, and go to the AEO strategy. It will tell you what are the, this is our domain. So we are also using site signal to check what are the good things we have done and what are things needs to be improved. So you can see there are 66% things we have done right, and there are a few things that we need to do. And the same thing will go to the content as well. So you will get what are the existing content optimization you will have to have, and what are the new content you need to publish, and what are the off page SEO that you will have to work on. All of that actions you will get it, and this plan evolves every week. So you don't have to monitor or do anything. It's just evolves and tell you, okay, your competition is doing this and you need to do this to in order to beat them. And the other thing, so here in the query, uh, this is the place where you diagnose your prompts. In the diagnosis, you will able to see the intent and how this source composition works, and what are the articles. As you can see, there are different types of articles out there. All of these articles, different answers. If you go into each article one by one, try to understand, it will help. It will show you different stories. And as you can see, the authority is medium. So the content, this particular content, the authority is medium and the sentiment is neutral. The AI reusability is medium. And this particular article, as you can see, they have a high authority content, the sentiment is positive, and the AI reusability high. So you can see, when you're putting content using on your own, all of these technical things you might not able to do it, but since use this knowledge and you can audit it. It's just if you do not know it, and if you do not have the skill set, and if someone did not, if the AI did not tell you you need to have this, that's the issue comes in. So right, since you know this, when you write an article, ask how is the authority of my article, how is the sentiment of the article, and whether this is a AI reusable article. Use that simple, ask those 3 questions, and you can make your article better. So those are the few things I want to talk to you. And all the action plan and everything I will share it with you by tomorrow. And if you have any questions, we have about 7 minutes, you can ask any question. Or did I not make
Yeah, I have one question, Niraj.
sure, Paul, go
So
ahead.
basically, we have a situation with a client in
Mhm.
US. So
Yeah.
basically, uh, when we search anything related to the client, basically they are not showing up even in the 5th or 6th result pages. So we had a like a kind of a issue earlier. We had all the images and the product images and the static images, everything on S3 bucket, and we had the S3 static URL, and we changed from S3 to CloudFront URLs. So then we noticed that Google has started like making us like rank down because the all previous image indexed image URLs were given 404 because we forgot to like forward those URLs to the new ones, and all the previous ones were giving 404 errors. So as the time goes down, the site started like disappearing from search results, and now we are like struggling to get the site back to the search results. So in kind of a situation, what we can like do?
Okay, so that's more into SEO, and what I would do is you can start from have you installed the Search Console first?
Yeah, Google Search Console is there.
Okay, superb. So you what you can do is get the performance data for the last 3 months before migrating. In that you will able to notice or you will able to download all the URLs previously Google referred, and current one after migrating, has the Google mention any issues or indexing issues in the Search Console?
No, not for the current one, and we have like forwarded all the previous old URLs to the new ones as well. That has been done as well.
Using the 301 or 302? 301.
3, 301.
Okay, superb. So Google knows now it's been directed. How long it has been?
It's been like 3 to 4 months, right, Pradeep? So yeah,
That's
I think 3 to 4 months. Yeah.
that is too long. Generally, we had the same scenario. We got a client. That particular client had a UAT site, and it allowed search bot to rank using a UAT site. And then when they turn it down, it took about 3 weeks to get the right website indexed again. So if it is not ranking right now after 4 months, you will have to go back to the basics where you check whether the search bot is coming into your website or not. Do you have Cloudflare or any other WAF sitting on your website?
No,
Okay. Do you monitor whether the bots are visiting your website or not?
not really. No,
Okay.
no.
So what you
It's a
can do is install Cloudflare, use a free plan, and see whether bots are coming into your website or not. That's number one. Okay.
okay.
Number
Okay.
two, write down or download all the queries that you use to rank in the first pages, and see where you are right now and what are the competition who has been selected by Google.
Okay.
And then you will have to come up with a strategy. I will have to do a send me a message. We'll have to do a diagnosis on your current domain and see why Google has decided not to rank you, because like 4 months is too long for Google to like to rank you. So we'll have to do a little bit of research, but do the basic and see whether the bots are allowed, whether the bots are visiting your site or not. You can
Yeah.
start from there.
Yeah. Thank you.
True. Yeah, I got the message. Whether the recording will be shared, I'll share this recording with you, along with the results of the questions I asked, and action plan in a PDF manner. I'll share it with you.
Niraj, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you for doing this exceptional work. The first, I heard that you said React based something. We have a client in France.
Uh
It's the
huh.
private taxi company.
Uh
We
huh.
build the React because there are so many calculation for the pricing. Actually, it is the custom calculation, not the it's not the general, it's a unique calculation methods they used actually. So that's why we use React. But the problem is we bring the traffic from AdWords actually, and we have a lot of business. But the problem is organically it's not ranked, even though not rank in AI tools actually. So, what is your idea when we want to migrate that solution or go for a tech infrastructure to something? Do you have any idea to the jump to something, because we are in some kind of terrible
Transition.
situation to the transform? Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. If the call gets cut out, I'll send another link via Loom so you can join in. But if I to answer your question, first thing, if you have the React, you need to figure out, is it have you are you using Search Console at the moment?
Yes, we do.
Okay, super. Do you get any indexing issues, performance issues in your Search Console?
Yeah, we found some.
Okay, super. Okay. So generally, I would migrate. I would break down your solution into two parts. One is a marketing website. Marketing website, you can use a CMS like WordPress or POHTML, where you do not have to update. If you do not have regular update, use a CMS. And then for the application part, use a React if you want to. And when it's come to content, blog articles, all of that, put use a CMS. And robot txt, you can block and ask a robot txt not to go into the calculations or that particular areas, and ask the crawlers to go into the other pages where the marketing content out there. Generally, I would separate the marketing website and the application layer. That is where I would start, and I would use, generally, I'm a WordPress guy, but you can use any CMS which has server side rendering, or it's not everything should be rendered, and then you should be okay. If it is pure HTML, that should do the job.
So my understanding, Niraj, you mean, the three components we have to follow the
Mhm.
separate way to, the focus to the each sites. That's what your suggestion, no?
The three components by sense. Can you do you want to
No,
elaborate?
three component means for the marketing site, looking for a WordPress or content management system, something like that. The divided to the something like technical part, something different ways. That's
I
what I
would
mean here.
I would do that if it is not making a hassle for you to manage or maintain. I would do that, because the CMS, whatever the famous CMS out there, the structure is well known to the Google and the other AI bots. So they know how to navigate in your website, and they know how the structure works. But if you do a custom solution, it's something new. So it will have to understand how you have done it. So I would generally separate the marketing site into a known CMS, and put the content out there. We had a certain we are also working on a e-commerce, one of the major e-commerce in Sri Lanka, under If Solutions brand. So we got a client, they were using React, and we converted into pure HTML, and we use WordPress, and now they are ranking on the first page actually. So I would
Good.
I would suggest you to separate the layers. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Anyone else? Do you have any other questions? Awesome. So what I would do is I will conclude the webinar, and I will share the video along with other resources, and the email will come from hi@sitesignal.app. So you can white list the email, and if you have any questions, reach out to us. We are more than happy to send you answers. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Cheers.